We're waiting on the players, I guess. You got me missing Frankie Beverly.
Might be on stage with.
Come on. Let's do the concert.
Tell them to get over in the light.
What we missing? We missing
Christmas and maybe those.
Oh, they was showering and stuff. Don't you want to make open the stage?
All right, let's roll. Let's roll.
Yeah, let's roll. Come on.
Could y'all move into the light?
Can you move into the light? Yeah.
Just y'all two. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Danny.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I tell you, it was definitely two championship teams, playing here tonight. I knew that they would make a run at some point because that's the type of program that they have. But I thought that us being so explosive in the first half really kind of put them on their heels. And at the end of the day, I think they just ran out of time. I thought we came out the second half a little flat, but we were able to finish it off and get the victory and win the conference championship for the second year in a row. So we're pleased with that. Being a perfectionist, I'm not very happy, but I'm pleased with being a champion at this particular time. Questions? Yes, sir.
Yes, Coach Bob's Mike Washington, KCOH Radio, Dr. Field Inside the HBCU Radio Lab. At the halftime, you had 363 yards total offense, and by the time you finished the game, 439. From an X's and O's standpoint, what did they do in the second half that really challenged your offense?
I don't think they did anything, any certain thing. I think it was more us. We came out flat in the second half, and anytime momentum ends up in the other team's favor, those kind of things happen. So I'm always challenging my team and getting on my team for being aware of what's about to happen. And I saw the momentum shift, and I saw it start to leave, and then once it goes, it kind of snowballs, and then now you can't ever get it back, and now you're holding on for dear life. So, I think we learned a valuable lesson that, you have to play for 4 quarters, especially when you're playing against really good teams. And if you're playing in November and December this time of year, you're not going to be playing against any bad football teams.
Coach Five, Charles Bishop, Dr. Field Inside HBCU.
Hey, Charles.
We just wanted to ask, looking forward to the Celebration Bowl, how do you think you guys match up with this undefeated North Carolina A&T team?
Well, I think we match up well, but I know they're a heck of a football team. They can run the football extremely well, and then they also have a quarterback that can throw it and run it. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. We have to, maybe take a couple of days off, to kind of get ourselves ready to go because, they've been waiting for us for 4 weeks now, and we've been playing for all those weeks. So, we make no excuses about it. We'll get a week off, and we'll start preparing and be ready to go on the 16th.
Does that work to your advantage playing consecutive weeks in terms of just timing and things of that nature?
Well, it depends. It depends on the type of football team you have. If you have a veteran football team, then it does work to your advantage to have a week off or a couple weeks off. I think everyone can benefit from 1 week off, but I think when you start to get into multiple weeks, then it becomes a little bit about rhythm and things of that nature. So for us, it's kind of perfect for us because we do get a week off, but we also can prepare for our opponent for 2 weeks.
Coach, So it's like two different games out there. How pleased were you with that first half?
I was very pleased with the first half, other than the muff punt return that we had in the first half. I was very, very pleased with the way we were running the football. I was very, very pleased with the way Devontae was playing, and our receivers were making plays, and defensively we were stopping the run. Other than the first drive that they had, we were stopping the run and really getting on and off the field and being very dominant. Going into the half, we had the momentum, and coming out the second half, Mo wanted to play on the other side. So we have to be able to recognize those type of things and understand what can happen to you in times like that. Momentum is very, very fragile, and the least thing can turn it into the other team's favor. It could be a blocked field goal, extra point. It could be a kick return that's ran back to the 50-plus yard line. Anything can shift the momentum in the other team's favor. And once they got the momentum, it just started to snowball. And you can see our kids trying to press to get it back, and it's too late. Once she's over there, she's over there.
Talk about how that momentum started. Mendez has the fake punt. I don't know if that was a called play.
No, it was not.
I didn't figure it was, but you got the first down. You scored a touchdown. You scored 28 straight. Was that maybe the turning point in that second quarter for you guys?
Well, I think it was. I thought we did a really good job of mixing in the run and the pass and really spreading them out and keeping them off balance. They were playing a lot of man coverage, which our staff knew that they would, and we challenged our players, all week long. If someone's going to play zero coverage on you, that's disrespectful, and you have to be good enough as a receiver in order to get open and make plays. And I thought we did in the first half. The second half, we just didn't play well. Didn't play well at all.
Devontae and Martez, are they banged up? What was going on there?
Well, Martez has been banged up for the last couple of weeks. He's been nursing a bruised rib injury, so we were kind of limiting his touches as much as we possibly could. We wanted him to still play because he could affect the game just by being on the field, and as a decoy or things of that nature. But Devontae had a little minor head injury, and we kind of took him out for precautionary measures and wanted to make sure that he was okay. We don't want to put our guys out there and put them in danger. So we kept him out and tried to finish the game, with our redshirt freshman.
You talk about moving on the ground, picked up 75 yards rushing. Just talk about how that kind of led to a couple of scores early in the first half.
I really was paying attention to the defense. I knew the scout report was they play a lot of man, and I knew that I could kind of hurt them if I got a chance to get out of the pocket because their backs would be turned to me. So when I got the opportunity, most of the time when he was in man, I'd make my first two reads. If it wasn't a clear sight, I'd take off and make a play.
Devontae, this is pretty surreal. A couple years ago, you were coming here from Ole Miss, now back to that conference team. How surreal is it?
I'm really overwhelmed right now, sir. I think about it every day. When I talk to Treadwell and those guys that's in the NFL that I was with at that time, I tell them every day when I come to my facilities and talk to my other teammates, it's amazing to know when I broke my foot, I had nowhere else to go but Grambling because Grambling the one stuck with me. I had a lot of schools that came for me, but once I got hurt, they kind of fell off and went other direction. But Grambling stuck with me, and I'm blessed to be here right now.
The areas, being a Mississippi guy, Warren Central, you've had an interesting journey too. What does it mean to be here, another conference championship?
The feeling, is unbelievable. You just can't explain the feeling. We're two-time back-to-back champions, but we're feeling as if we're not done. We won the game, but it wasn't the way we wanted to. We feel like we wasn't a great team tonight. We played as a good team, but we want to be great.
When they were making their comeback, were you guys pressing a little bit? What was going through your head on defense?
Basically, we was just trying to stay calm, not get, overwhelmed or out our body. We was just trying to keep the guys calm. The conversations on the sideline was, calm down. We're gonna be all right. But they made a couple plays. Like Coach said, momentum is everything in the football game. They took it in the second half, and luckily we came up and got the W.
Devontae, you as a competitor, how tough was that for you to watch and not be able to get out there and help the guys?
It was real hard. I really was anxious to get back on the field. I even walked up to Coach Files and asked, do you mind if I, go back? And he was like, no, it's dangerous. just help out the young quarterback, and that's what I did.
How confident were you that you scored on that touchdown there in the second quarter?
110%.
And just overall, how amped were you this evening? A couple of those deep passes maybe sailed a couple extra yards.
Yes, sir. I told my teammate, my receivers, I apologize because I told them before the game I was going to try to make sure that I hit them every time, but, sometimes it don't work like that. And I feel like it was my fault. I made a couple of bad reads and kind of bad passes, and I know I hit them every day, and it kind of stuck with me right now. So that's really all I'm thinking about to get ready to go back next week.
Coach Favre, can you capitalize last year this time? It was the first time you walked in, there was some of that emotional state of yours, and now you are the maturity that you evolved into with this team coming back to back to where you are now.
It's different. It's a lot more difficult to win a second championship. When you're on top of the hill, everyone wants to knock you off, and it's very, very difficult to do it again. So I commend these guys for what they've been able to accomplish. I commend these coaches for what they've been able to accomplish, because it's tough to get 18 to 23-year-olds to continue to focus week after week, day after day. You're talking about, we hadn't lost a conference game in what, 2 years, 3 years? I can't remember. Maybe I got a concussion. I don't know. But we hadn't lost a conference game in a couple of years, and it's hard to keep kids playing at a certain level because they tend to, when they get to that point, they tend to think that they're invincible, and you have to always keep them of the mindset of being sober-minded and understanding the fact that if you don't prepare and respect your opponent the way that you're supposed to, your opponent can get you. I was wrestling my two little girls, last night in the hotel room, and I'm bigger and stronger than them, but I said, okay, I got you, I won, and I turned my head for a minute, and she punched me. So that's why you got to respect your opponent at all times.
Does that make this one sweeter, that getting so much tougher to get the second one?
It is very difficult. When you go through what we've been through in the last couple of years, it helps you to admire Gino Auriemma. It helps you to admire, Michael Jordan and the Bulls. It helps you to admire, Tennessee, with Pat Summitt. It really helps you to understand the mindset. Because when you're flirting with greatness, it is very, very difficult, but it's also a huge sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice at all, not too many people want to sacrifice what we've sacrificed in order to be where we are. And that's why the Hill is such a small platform.
Coach Bob, CJ with CJSports.com. Being that this is the last championship game for SWAC, what are your feelings on that, even the players? And would you prefer to play a championship game versus having the best record in the regular season and being crowned the champion?
I think it helps the conference to have a conference championship game. I think we kind of put the wagon before the horse a little bit. We have to grow to this particular venue, and in my opinion, I love the Celebration Bowl. I think it's great for HBCUs and the MEAC and SWAC conference. But I also think that we need a SWAC championship game as well. To me, you should play it at the #1 seed's home, and include, both teams and have a ballot of bands from all 10 teams in the league. And I think it'll be a huge event. I'm making my pitch for commissioner, by the way.
Is that something you wouldn't mind seeing in a city like Shreveport, being right down the street, having Independence Stadium?
I think it'll be huge. I think, it's huge for businesses in the area. I think it would boost the economy in whatever town that the #1 seed is in. I think it's something that would be great, for our conference, But at the end of the day, I don't make those decisions. I'm just responsible for, getting my guys ready to play, and hopefully, we'll continue to play well.
Hey, Coach Bob, you've also got a
tight end going down the middle. How much experience and trust do you put on your young receivers?
Well, you know, I tell you, we are very, very young, and Devontae has had to be very patient with his new receivers. They're very talented, not very mature. I think the last 5 weeks is when you're starting to see what these guys can actually do, because they're super talented, but it takes time, to build those kind of guys, and it's very difficult, anytime you have a void of 90+ catches leaving by one guy and another maybe 40 or 50 by another guy. It's very difficult, in order to replace that. But I think as a whole, they've done an exceptional job of really playing team receiver play. I think we have over 100 receptions combined, which is, very, very good. And I also believe it's a lot more difficult to defend that than defending one person, because now you can roll coverages to that particular guy.
Coach Fobbs, you started the year with the defense actually having a chip on its shoulder.
Yes.
And because of the offensive getting such notoriety. However, you've been number 1 in the SWAC in total defense. Is that you challenging the defense, them challenging themselves? And how have you been able to sustain that momentum on the defensive side of the ball?
I really can't take the credit for that. I think that's our defensive coordinator and defensive staff and the players. We're a very, very talented defense, and we're also a very competitive football team. And I think, if you're able to ever see us practice, then you'll see how physical and I mean, they go at it. They go at it, and that to me is what makes us a lot better football team, is they go at it offensively and defensively. And when we get to Saturdays, it's a high level of performance.
Devontae, quick question. I wanted to ask, it seems as though whenever you guys are faced with whatever adversity during this winning streak, you just seem to continue to make plays. What is it within this Grambling program, that the mindset, whatever, that you guys just find a way to get it done?
One thing my coach taught me was see yourself making plays before you come to the game. So there's a lot of situations come up in the game that I already think about, or I kind of did on my video game on Madden. I do little situations, so when I get in the game, I already know the type of things I'm gonna look for, safeties and corners. So.
That's it? Before you let me go? Before I let go? Inside joke if y'all don't know.
Thank you, Bill.